Welcome back to part 2 of episode 52. I'm not going to start with the normal introduction because I just will do that for the beginning of each new episode. But because this is a second part to an episode, you'll notice that I won't do a greeting in any tongues. So it's just a welcome back to the second part, basically. Okay, so carrying on then from where I left on, quick refresher. We have a base regeneration rate of 5 per tick. Okay, if we apply a bandage, that gives us an additional 1 healing per tick. So our 5 and our 1 joined together is I'm currently got 6 healing per tick on that wound. Okay, 5 regeneration base rate and 1 for the bandage. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that poor bear got damaged, hurt, and he's not going to heal up, as you can see, because he's got a medium wound, and I don't want him to stay like that. And additionally, before I continue, I want to have some more wounds to demonstrate on, because I want to show healing covers. So what we'll do is I'm going to go in here and give him a chance to get a bit of revenge on me, and I'm also going to try and retame him. So they both work together. Okay, why didn't that tame him? I haven't got a weapon in my hand, so I'm not going to hurt him. You need to be... Oh, okay, I forgot that you need to be on solid ground. Let's try again. Oh, he ignores me. Let's try again. Remember, you've got to have a taming skill of 16 to tame a brown bear. 20 for a black bear. Right, so now that my buddy is tamed, what I can now do, of course, is look at his equipment. Look where his wounds are. Now, he's got a bad wound. It's a good job that I did this, because you know already that I've told you if you've got a bad or severe, he will die if I don't heal him. So I want to show you healing. I want to show you bandaging again, and I want to show you a healing cover use. So what we'll do is I've got my cotton there. So first of all, you will always, like I mentioned previously, bandage first. Why? Because it then makes using a healing cover there's more success chance. Oh dear, I didn't even notice that before, but that's really low quality level, so it's going to be difficult, but it don't matter, I've got lots of them. Okay, so let's do the cotton and see if I can bring it down to being a medium wound. So right click, first aid. So this is how you heal your pets and other players. First aid. Again, it's because it's a bad wound, it takes a long time to bandage. That's why I didn't attempt to do it while he was aggressive. I'd have been dead before I healed him. And of course, we will be getting up the all-important first aid skill. Even when you heal others and your pets and animals, you will improve your first aid. See? Okay, and look, how cool's that? I've dropped it to a medium. Let's now though use a healing cover as well to show you. So activate the healing cover, right click and on the wound, and this time it's not bandage for healing covers, it's treat. So we will treat it. Again, it's going to be a long time for us to treat. Now it's a very low quality healing cover, so it may well fail. But at least it's not a bad wound. So it's not going to get any worse now. It's at 29 damage though, so if you work that out, he'll be getting per tick. For every 3 damage, 1 point of damage. So for that, let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9... Oh, is it 9 or 10? I don't know, with this cold my mind's getting all foggy. But now you'll notice when you've bandaged and used a healing cover, you'll see them both there. So it's telling you that you've done both. He will now though get if I examine that wound, you'll see the potency is 12. So on that, he will get a base 5, 1 for bandaging and 12 for that. So that's 17, 18 per tick healing he will get. So even though it's already done a tick, it's healing up great. So what we'll do though, let's just quickly improve my first aid by healing that. And any other, has he got, no, he hasn't got any other wounds, so there we go. Now because that has not taken further damage, I can't bandage it or treat it anymore, because it'll heal itself now. So Mr. Bear is going to be fine. So there we go, I can leave him in peace. Really I needed more damage though, I wanted more wounds, but I don't think that matters now because I've managed to show you both. Right, so let's carry on reading from where I left off. I do hope it made a little sense what I was reading as well. So I just read to you on the end of the last episode about the medium wounds, the fact that we'd taken 17 damage. I'd applied a bandage, so the formula was 17 damage plus 5 per tick damage, which gave us 22 total damage. But we had 5 regeneration, 1 for the bandage, that's 6 healing. So we minus 6 healing from 22 damage, left us 16 damage per tick, which of course at 6 healing per tick would heal itself and become a light wound. Now however, let's tell you about a medium wound that has 18 damage. So we've got a medium wound. Its initial damage is 18. We would have to use a good healing cover, which will heal 10 of the damage. The wound will take 6 damage per tick. And our heals will heal us 15 damage. So we will get 5 base healing rate and 10 healing from the healing cover, which is 15. The wound, however, is 18 initial damage and 6 damage per tick. So we're going to be taking 24 damage per tick. Then we add up that we've got 10 healing from the cover, 5 healing naturally, so that's 15 minus from the 24 leaves 9 damage, which will heal itself and become a light wound after 1 tick. Please let that make sense to you all. Okay, right, moving on. Bad wound. A bad wound we will take is initially 30 damage that we're saying we've taken from the bad wound. We will use a weak healing cover. That will give us 5 healing per tick. The wound will take 10 damage per tick because it's bad severity. And heals 10 damage. It heals 10 damage per tick because obviously we've got 5 base healing and 5 from the weak healing cover. So that's 10 healing per tick. Regeneration and the healing cover. So the formula for this is 30 damage initially from the bear biting us, plus 10 damage per tick, so that's 40 damage, minus 10 healing per tick, which is 5 from base healing, base regeneration, and 5 from the healing cover. So 40 damage minus 10 healing. That will leave us 30 damage. That is a medium wound, as you know, and will be stabilised, but it won't heal itself and it won't worsen. So with that wound we will then need to bandage and hope that it will take us below the healing of medium. Although in actual fact, okay, to be honest with you, we wouldn't have used a weak healing cover, would we? We would have used a good, a very good, or supreme. So it would have healed itself after bandaging. We'd have bandaged it first, then we would have used a good, very good, or supreme healing cover. it was we only used a weak healing cover, so I could give that example. Okay, next. Well, that's it for the formulas. Okay, next dimension. The best way to train natural substances, which we was talking about in earlier episodes, the best way to train that skill is to farm 1,000 barley, 1,000 garlics, and then basically grind as much as you can endure. So whatever endurance level you have, that's the best way to train up natural substances. And that's just the way I trained up natural substances, is by grinding barley and garlic, which both have a healing potency of 2. So there we go. Just to mention that. Okay, next. Moving on. Oh, sorry, I've lost myself. I know there's a gap there. Okay. The best way to train first aid is to either practice taming aggressive creatures, or by training fighting like I showed you with Mr. Rooster, or by using a thorn bush to hurt yourself. Then you can use cotton and healing covers and train up your first aid that way. Okay, so that's the best way to train the first aid skill. Either taming, fighting, or simply finding a thorn bush and running through it like a maniac a few times. Okay, and then you can train up using healing covers and bandaging. That's the best way. Right, okay, so next. Healing. The potency of the cover added onto base healing rate of wound 5 points. I think I've really explained that. So yeah, I'm not going to go there. That's just wasting your precious time. Oh wow, my nose is really starting to close up now with this cold. I better be quick. I definitely need a tier 6 healing cover for this cold. Right, okay. Just to recap over this, I have put it in my notes, so I'll just read it again. I know I've mentioned it to you several times, but well, I've got a flu, so I've got a good excuse for waffling and a good excuse for repeating myself. Wounds that are medium or worse will not heal on their... Wait a minute. Will not heal on their own. Yes, that's correct. And will require one of the stronger healing covers to aid recovery. Some weaker covers may only prevent the wound from getting worse rather than healing. Yeah, well, we had a good example of that a moment ago. Also consider using a bandage. Yes, you will, because I've already told you enough times about doing that. Higher quality healing covers have a higher chance of succeeding the treatment. So using a higher quality healing cover, as I mentioned earlier, I said with that 80 quality healing cover is a very good success chance. So I've already made that clear. Some butchered items can provide more than one use in creating a cover. There we go. Higher potency covers will give more natural substances skill. So natural substances. If you are using items like black mushrooms and lava fiend hearts, it will give, and making healing covers out of them, it will give you more skill using the higher quality components, the potency components. Okay, so there's an interesting little factor for you. Making healing covers for natural substances skill grinding follows the same rules as mining. You only get a natural substance tick if the quality level of the healing cover you created falls in the range of 1.01 and 39.99. Well, that fact carries across to mining. If the rock shard you mine does not fall within that range, you don't get any skill points for it. So there we go. Last but not least, farming salves. I've mentioned them, but I've not shown you them. First thing, let's make one. So, to make a farming salve, you will need animal fat and garlic. Activate the animal fat, right click the garlic, go to create healing farming salve. Okay, we click that, here we go. We are creating a healing salve, a farmer's salve. There we are, there's a farmer's salve. Right. The farmer's salve is an additional healing item that can be used. Here's a... oh, goodness me, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, just... I won't be a moment. I apologise, that's the only way I could think of getting rid of that sneeze. I would have sounded like a complete idiot waiting to sneeze otherwise. I am very sorry for that. Right, carrying on. Here's a description for the farmer's salve. This faintly healing salve will cure swelling and bruises. It has a pretty vibrant smell of garlic. Yeah, well, it's a shame garlic tastes so nice though, isn't it? Right, okay, Farmer's Salve is a low-weight healing item used for healing bruises and poison and internal wounds. Farmer's Salve will not work on any wound above a medium. It acts the same as bandaging wound and thus will not work if a wound is already bandaged. So that means you can use it with healing covers. Light or very light wounds take 0.01 of the weight of the farmer's salve, and medium wounds take 0.02. Use of a farmer's salve gives first aid skill. So all of the healing gives you first aid. Wound type must be a bruise, poison wound or internal wound to use a farmer's salve. A farmer's salve will not work on a bite, burn, cut or hole type wounds. When using a farmer's salve to heal a bruise, the text next to the wound reads bandaged, but when healing a poison wound or internal wound, it gives a special text applied. Farmer's salve is currently only one of a very few possible ways to heal a poison or internal wound, the other ways being tied specifically to religion. Oh, so there we are. I know very well what you were all saying when I got to the farmer's salve. Gamester, you lunatic, why are you bothering with such a low potency? Why are you bothering to tell us about such a low potency healing type? Why? Why are you wasting our time? Our time is precious. Well, there you are. In the very last sentence on the farmer's salve, I made clear to you why they are very important. Because unless you are a priest, and we're going to get to them, and they're very cool, the priest is very cool. But unless you have a priest, if you get poisoned or internal wound, you are going down. Okay, so there we go. Make sure you have some farmer's salves. So a poison wound, that could come from a spider or a scorpion, so just be aware of that. Well, I hope I haven't wasted too much of your time with this series. I hope you have been enjoying it. I want to thank every single one of you that have subscribed to me. You know what, I know I don't mention it. I don't mention it because I don't want to feel like that any of you watching feel you need to subscribe. I don't want you to feel that you have to click the like button. I'm doing this because I love playing Wurm and I love showing all of you the little secrets hidden within this game. That's the reason I'm doing it. Yes, though, I will admit, as I'm going along, I am slowly but surely realising that this is turning into much more than a simple, what I thought it was going to be, do a few let's plays or tutorials on Wurm and then call it a day on that, making videos. As I'm going along, I cannot simply believe the amount of you that have given me any of your attention. over 700 subscribers. I find that just totally and utterly amazing, and would never in a million years thought that possible of some senile old fool like myself. Thank you so much. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the views, and thank you for all the comments. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you, and keep every last single one of you safe. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye.